This is a prepaid collect payphone call. If you would like to accept this call, please press 1 now. Thank you. Your call has been accepted.
Hey everyone, you're listening to the Payphone Podcast with me, Callie.
And me, Ava. Pick up the payphone to join our cross-country conversations every Sunday.
Giving you relationship advice, fashion tips and tricks, and the struggles of adulting.
All before you need to give another quarter.
Just a disclaimer, we're not doctors or professionals, so everything we say, take with a grain of salt, as it's just our personal opinions and advice based off our own experiences.
Hello! Welcome to episode 3? 4?
4. Can't even keep up.
I started that so confidently, and then I was just like, wait.
Good downhill from there.
Episode 4, doing my best. Doing our best.
Yes. Wow. Look at us.
We're growing.
Being young adults. We're growing.
In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about roommates, housemates,
Oh gosh.
living with other people.
The ups, the downs, the everything in between.
So, the concept of doing our best, this is also kind of where we want to get your input. So, please shoot us a DM or an email with any advice you have. We have our Sincerely Big Sis, which is more like personal and relationships and friendships, whereas this one is more about growing up, finances, jobs, maturing, dealing with people, etc., etc. Anything that's basically not relationship related.
Even though I guess technically, like, having a roommate, it's,
Yeah, that's a relationship.
I guess technically.
But
It's fine. Whatever. It's
more
more
like
young
life
adult.
things, life advice.
Yeah. We kind of, our, like, vision for this, these episodes, the doing my best episodes, is it doing my best or doing our best? Because on all of our planning sheets and everything, I've seen both.
I think it's doing my best, but we're saying our because we're 2 people, but like the title is doing my best.
Okay. Well.
So if you're referencing the episode, say
Then
doing
it's
my
my.
best, but if you're talking about me and you, say our.
Okay. So, our vision for the Doing My Best episodes is basically for it to be kind of like an advice column. So, we'll be posting polls, questions. Our email is always open. It's just payphonepod@gmail.com. You can send us voice recordings. We would love to have you featured on our podcast. Just with any life questions, anything that you want to talk about. Feel free
Totally
to DM
anonymous.
us. Totally anonymous. Only me and Ava will know. And yeah, so that's kind of our vision for it. So we're hoping as these roll around, we'll kind of get more interactions from y'all. But we do actually have quite a few people that answered some of our polls and questions for this week. So that's exciting. We'll get to like kind of feature some of our followers and listeners' personal experiences as well.
Which is so
As well
fun.
as
I love
ours.
to hear what all y'all say.
No, literally same. I think it's
And it
so,
makes this more
so
interesting because people have different opinions, and we'll see that in the results.
cool. Let's do it.
Watch out, 'cause I know the brakes off.
So one of the polls that we posted was a question that basically said, would you prefer living with housemates or completely alone? And honestly, I was shocked by these answers. I don't know about you, Ava. Were you at all?
Yeah, I actually thought that it was going to be like heavily people saying they wanted to live with people.
Oh, really?
yeah.
I thought it was going to be the opposite. I thought it was going to
Really?
be like people only want, which I think we can see our personalities there. But yeah, like I totally thought people were going to be like, why would I want to live, with housemates?
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
I've like talked to people, I can't even remember who exactly, but just talking about how badly I want to live alone and have my own space, and I know that they've been like, really, I kind of like living with people because, you know, like I get scared when I'm by myself, or I just don't like being alone. Like I would so much rather like have company, or just like it's more fun with other people around, rather it's kind of boring when you're alone. But I'm a boring person, so I like to be alone.
The results of this poll was 42% people voted that they love living with people, that they love having people in their house, and 58% voted that they preferred solitude and living alone. And
right.
I mean, yeah, so I mean, majority did vote living alone, but it's
not
closer to
like
50-50.
drastically.
Yeah, 42 to 58. Like, I was shocked.
The next question that we put on our poll was if you prefer living with people that you consider your friends or people that are just strictly your housemates and like you don't have really a relationship with them. I was also shocked by this response.
Okay, so 44% people said that they want to live with their best friends. The specific answer that I had put on there was, I want people to think my house is a cult because we're so close. 44% of people said that. And 56% of people voted, nah, you do you and I'll do me. So basically they enjoy having people that are just housemates, not trying to be best friends with everyone. Which
I was surprised by that because I thought most
Same.
people would want to be close with their roommates. I know you and your roommates are more like just housemates, right? Like you're not very close. Whereas like me and my roommates, we're all very close and we like constantly talk and hang out. I actually like don't really have friends here at school other than my roommates. So like without them, like they're my social life, you know? So it's so interesting that we both have like completely different perspectives on that.
Exactly, same. And I think it's because of our like experiences with people. Like there's reasons I prefer to have people living with me that are just my housemates, you know. And like me and my housemates were very friendly with each other, and we get along fantastically. We live together so well, but we do. I don't think I've ever hung out with them outside of, you know, being in the home. I don't know much about their lives, you know, things like that. But it's because I actually lived with one of my my best friends at the time of high school. My freshman year, I lived with her. And you know, everyone's like, don't live with your best friend. And honestly, it worked out pretty well for a few months, but I think we both had just discovered that both of us really just lived like better alone than with people. So it wasn't really us, but like it just caused a lot of tension. And like there also, for me, there's something about having someone that you live with that when they've had a bad day or they've had a really like traumatic experience or, you know, whatever, like it's in that room with you, you know, that like negative energy. And I feel like when you're just like living with someone who's like just your roommate or just your housemate, it's a lot easier to just be like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, and then like it not let it affect you. But there was something about like I just felt like I was always like and it wasn't her fault, but it just felt like you know, like the energy was just so transferable, I guess.
I hadn't even never thought of that like as a reason, but that makes a lot of sense.
Like, and that was one of my main reasons.
My roommate and I, so freshman year of college, that was when I was in the dorm, and our dorm was set up where like there were 2 bedrooms in like the unit, and in each bedroom was 2 people, so it was 4 of us all together. And we had our fun times, but then, you know, I think we just had different friend groups, and so anyway, we all separated. And then I was randomly, it's so funny that like this is how me and my roommate met because we're so close now, but I was scrolling on Instagram, like literally this was like the day that I like I guess found out that my roommates and I weren't gonna live together anymore, like for the next year, and I was really upset, and I was on Instagram. Anyway, I was following this girl, and she posted on her story like, is anyone looking for a roommate next year? And I was like, what are the odds of that? Like literally 5 minutes ago I just found out that I'm not living with my current roommates anymore. Like that just perfectly fell into my lap. Anyway, so I messaged her not knowing who she was. And then we just decided to like meet up for coffee one day and decided to live together, and the rest is history.
Aww.
Yeah, now we're great friends, but like we're such good friends now, but if we were at like this close before we decided to live together, maybe it wouldn't have worked. But
Yeah.
because like we started living together and became friends, it just works.
Yeah. And like like that worked for me. Like when one of my housemates moved into the room with me, like we became really good friends and we got along so well, and like that really worked for us. But yeah, it's something about like going in, you know.
And plus, like with you and your previous roommate, like you had been friends like majority of your life, but then college is such like a time where like you change as people, and that you probably both changed so much, and you weren't used to that change in someone that you've known for years, you know, rather
Yeah.
than meeting someone new in college. And
No,
then,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah, and then the other one, would you prefer living with housemates or completely alone? I feel like it kind of ties into the other one. I prefer living completely alone.
I would prefer living completely alone. Mainly, this sounds like so stupid, but like, okay, well, one, I really, really love my alone time, and I like need that a lot. Like I only really like to be social if like I'm going out and doing something, like I'm initiating it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Wow, that made me sound like very like loner. I'm not. I'm making it sound worse than it is, but I also like because I am such like a homebody and I spend a lot of time like at home, I like the place to be like a part of me. And so like if I could just like have a whole house that I could decorate completely to myself, whereas like when you're with roommates, you know, you have some things are mine, some things are theirs, and it's just kind of like a mix, and it works for the time being. It's not like it's bad, but it's the same like in their point of view. Like I'm sure they probably would want it their way too. Everybody feels that way.
Yeah.
And plus it's just like exciting, I feel like, to have like your own space. Yeah, like I don't think I would have any problems with like living alone if I like had a friend group or like friends that I know that I could reach out to like if I'm bored or like want to do something. Than living alone. Like I would so much rather have that, because I know some people prefer to live with people so that they can have like a active social life or whatever, you know, so it's like fun, which it is fun. I have so many fun memories with my roommates and everything's like that, but everything like that, but yeah, I would just personally rather live on my own and just have it be like quiet and my vibe.
Yeah, there's something about like, even like I said, me and my housemates get along great. We live so well together. Our lifestyles are really similar. And we've never had any issues, any conflicts. We've lived together for 1.5 years now, maybe longer. But there is something about like just people in the place you call home, you know, like it's not an invasion's a really strong word, but it just sometimes, at least to me personally, it has never really ever felt like my home, you know,
Right,
because
yeah.
it's like, you know, I'm sharing it with people.
You know, like you have to show them respect too, and so you have to like, you know, not walk on eggshells. That's the wrong term to use, but you know, like you can't just
but
be
yeah, you
completely
can't just do
open as you
whatever.
would. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you have to be respectful of like what's their space too, so you can't just like leave the living room a complete disaster,
Yeah.
like or
exactly.
whatever, kitchen, like where if it's yourself you can clean on your own time, but then if you know that other people are going to be using that room too, then it's common courtesy.
Yeah, and then you have to like figure out like boundaries and like what you can share and what's whose and whatever. And that's
Not that
just,
I
like,
would
it's
want
a
to do
hassle.
this, but you can't really just like walk around naked. I know a lot of people like to just like be completely naked when they're by themselves. I don't, but that's a thing. But you can't really do that when you have roommates.
That is something that I have never understood. I've heard that people
Me
before.
neither.
They're like, I love to just walk. Like, if I could, I'm like, I like being clothed.
No,
Like,
me too.
And not even that, but like, I just feel so like, I don't
Exposed.
know. Yeah,
Vulnerable.
Yeah, I hate it. I don't like
Or
it.
like even apparently there's like a lot of benefits to sleeping naked, like both
Whatever.
mental
I
and
don't
physical
care.
benefits.
I do not care.
I can't do it.
Do not care. That will not be a thing that I do.
Apparently though, like actually like psychologically it like increases your confidence by like a lot. But
I
I
mean,
can't
I
imagine.
could see that, maybe.
But no, I'd be scared of like what if there was a fire and I had to run outside immediately and then I was just like butt naked.
We'll hang a robe next to your bed.
I guess so.
Steps. Yeah, you can't walk around your house naked when you live with people, but neither of us are
If
really
you're one of
wanting to
those-
do that.
Yeah,
so.
if you're one of those people that likes to do that.
Yeah, that's a con.
Watch out, 'cause I know the brakes coming.
So another question on our poll was some roommate horror stories.
Yeah, we basically
Yikes.
opened up the floor for them to write anything that they wanted.
And we've got a couple responses.
We do.
Your boyfriend says pizza slices lying on the floor. Do you know anything about that?
I do. He lived in those nasty dorms, first of all, and he had, I believe, only one roommate. Some of the dorms had 3 people in them, but I think he just had one. And this guy, he would like leave food places, and like specifically this guy like ate pizza,
Like the slice of pizza.
like a slice of pizza, like on the floor, on the desk. Yeah.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, it was. I remember. Yeah, and Gabe, if anybody knows Gabe, he is a germaphobe, clean freak, type A,
No.
and I just
He was probably that kid that like their mom just picked up after them, and so
Yeah.
they don't know how to do anything.
yeah, they're like surprised when they go off to college that dishes don't magically like float away and clean themselves. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this next one, I just read it in this. The roommate having a boyfriend. I've got even some stories with that one. But I'm not gonna put names here, but I'm gonna say when her ex-boyfriend kept stealing my food and then lying about it and calling me crazy. That, I'm curious if your roommate believed you or believed her boyfriend.
I have a gut feeling that boyfriend.
Yeah.
like
You don't like not believe your boyfriend,
yeah.
but that's
Oh my
annoying.
gosh. I'm trying
Just-
to like put myself in that situation of like if my boyfriend was like stealing my roommate's food and I didn't know about it, and my roommate was like, he keeps stealing my food. My boyfriend's like, no, she's crazy. Like who would I
Yeah.
like who would I believe?
Because it's like,
That's a hard one.
you probably ate it and didn't remember. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I would probably be. Yeah.
No, but that would drive me crazy too. I just having like when your roommate has a boyfriend, I feel like they're over a lot, so many bad things can happen. I remember freshman year, like when I had older roommates, she was like kind of talking to this guy for a while, and he like towards the end, he would like come up to our room, get water from our mini fridge and leave. Like he would just come in, like be like, hey, take a water, sit down for maybe 5 seconds and then leave. So like really the whole point he was there was to get our water, which was so stupid. And like we would like see him do it, and it wasn't even water that like my roommate that he was talking to, it wasn't even her water, it was like the other ones. So the other one was like,
What?
I have like nothing to do with you, why are you taking my water? She didn't actually say that. I don't know if she ever called him out on it, but
Yeah, but like what?
Yeah.
That's so weird. I wonder
He-
if the other girl was like, "Oh yeah, you can just go grab it. That's fine. They'll be
I'm sure
fine."
she did, meaning like you could have like pour yourself a glass from our Brita filter because that's easy to just refill. But like, or maybe she had water bottles at a certain point in time, but then like the point when we were like, he's taking our water was not her water, and she was
So
like,
it was,
what the heck
It
too?
was
Like,
multiple times.
oh yeah, he would take the water like multiple times to the point where we were like, where's our water going? And then we saw him like come in and take the water one time. Yeah, and then
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have a memory that just popped into my head. Oh my god, this is a really funny story actually. I totally forgot about this. But so
Spill.
speaking of boyfriends stealing food, my boyfriend has done that before, and I did call my roommate crazy.
Oh my god, so this exact situation.
Basically, but it's a little different because so this roommate that I had been with at this point in time, she was all over the place and was often like, it was very common that she was forgetting that she had food or had bought things, and so she would like shove it in the back of our pantry or our fridge, forget it was there, and then buy the same exact thing, put it in there. It would get shoved back, she'd forget it was there. So by like the end of the semester, me and my other housemate, we would always have to go through our fridge and our pantry and throw away things that were expired, molding. So she often would forget like food. And at one point, I can't remember if they were in the fridge or sitting on top of the fridge, but there are these chocolates. They're like I always say Godiva as a joke, but it's
Godiva.
Yes, those chocolates.
Godiva.
Yeah, so it was like some of those, so it was like good chocolates. And they had been sitting on top of the fridge, yeah, I think it was top of the fridge, for like, I kid you not, like months. Gabe one night, he was like, he had been eyeballing them forever, and I don't know why I didn't just like ask her if he could have some. I don't really know what we were thinking, but he was like, I'm craving chocolate right now, and I am allergic to dairy, so I don't have chocolate in our house, and so he was like, I'm gonna eat this, like I'm gonna eat these, and I was like, no, don't do that, like whatever. He ended up just taking one. It was a huge pack of them.
You mean like those little individual squares?
They weren't squares, they were like little balls with like, they're like little round balls with truffles with gold like wrapping on them.
Gotcha. I was thinking the Ghirardelli. I got those mixed up. You know how they're like squares?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it was a little like round ones, and there was like 20 something in them maybe, and he just took one, and I was like, she won't notice, she never looks at it, she hasn't touched it in months, it's fine. But this hoe, he keeps going, like every time he would like crave chocolate, he would just go grab one until eventually like there was like maybe 10 left out of like the 24 26 that were there, and she noticed one day, I mean like forever later, but she did notice. And of course, like, my other housemates had no idea Gabe was doing this. I had kind of forgotten at that point that was happening. And so we were all like, she asked us, she was like, who's eating my chocolates? Like, where are my chocolates going? And we were like, I swear, like, none of us have eaten it. I don't know. Like, we were like, oh my gosh. And finally, like, I mean, she just like went off on us, and we were like, no, we swear, like none of us had anything to do with it. And I think I sent maybe a screenshot or something to Gabe, and he was like, oh yeah, I ate those. And I was like, oh my god, you did? But I never told her. And so our house kind of had like, yeah, our house had kind of created this joke that there was a ghost. And so like anything weird that would like happen would be like, it's like the ghost that ate the chocolates. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I think it's funny how you never told her.
I never told her. I never told her. But, you know, it was gonna go bad anyway. She wasn't gonna eat it. I don't even think she finished them anyway. I think that she actually ended up giving the rest of them away. So.
Well, see, I feel like that situation is like a little better. Because if this were like the roommate's boyfriend situation, then that creates like a friendship problem. Like, who do I trust, my boyfriend or my best friend kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just personally don't understand like how someone can take someone else's stuff. Like food, I mean. Like,
yeah,
at least
Gabe, how do you take somebody else's food?
No, but like, so my house that I live in now, I have 2 roommates. But last year, or sorry, the year before, because COVID, you know, I get so confused what was last year or what was whenever. But the year before, I lived with one of the people I live with now. So it was just us 2. And so when it came to like buying groceries, there were things that maybe we felt we could share, like milk. And so we would just call it like communal milk that we would share, and we would just take turns.
I hate that word.
Sorry. We would just take turns like buying it at the grocery store. Like if I bought it this time, whenever we run out, she would buy it next, because it was stuff that we agreed that we shared. Or like all of our like spices, like our seasonings, salt, pepper, that kind of olive oil, that kind of stuff we all share, because we've established that we share it. And then we just, whenever we run out, we just split it, like the cost of it. But like stuff that they've bought for themselves, I would never personally just open the fridge or open the pantry and be like, yep, that sounds good, I'm gonna eat that, when it's not mine. Like, in our pantry,
Yeah.
we have certain sections that are mine and theirs, and same in the
Yeah, we do
fridge.
too.
And if I just opened the pantry and saw that my roommate had a snack that I liked and just ate it, I genuinely can't imagine. If you do that, why do you do that? I would like to know.
I have to admit something. So I don't do this, but when it was an adjustment because I grew up in like a big house, we were like busy, our stuff, like none of us had our own individual
If you
foods
didn't
and
eat it
things.
first, then it was going to get eaten.
Exactly. So it was like we were like, and so it was a totally different aspect. Like if there was something in the fridge or in the pantry, it was for anyone and everyone. Like that's just how I grew up. And so like if you wanted to keep something, you kept it in your room or whatever. So when I moved into the apartment for the first time, I obviously have social cues on like don't steal other people's stuff, but it was definitely something I would have to like stop myself and be like, wait, this is not mine, like this is someone else's. Like I would go and be like, oh my god, yeah, I have milk in the, or I can't drink milk, but I'd be like, oh my god, I have like, you know, something in the fridge, and I'd be like, oh, like I go to use it and then I'd be like, wait, this, I can't do that, you know. So it was like an adjustment period. I think a few times I did do that without thinking, and then I always texted them and like bought them whatever it was back.
Right.
But yeah, never like ate something and then just like straight up lied to their face about it.
No, yeah.
I
And
mean,
plus-
except for Gabe, but Gabe ate the chocolate.
Gabe. And yeah, also I like relate to that, like with my family back home, like if we bought groceries, like it was gonna get eaten in like 2 seconds. And
Yeah.
I would literally, if there was something that like, because now since we like can drive and everything, normally like me or my brother do like the grocery trip and then or whatever, and if I go and I like get something specifically for myself that I want, I like sometimes will write my name on it and be like, this
Yeah,
is mine.
Exactly. We had that.
Or
But
if I don't-
it was gonna get, well, that's the thing, was like even if in our house, even if it did have like someone's name on it, like it was getting eaten. Like my mom tried that for a minute because she would always buy the like sparkling ice waters and like, you know, it tastes like soda, and for some reason when I was growing up, she had expressed to us that they were very expensive. They're literally $1. But she would buy them for herself and like write her name like big on it. And like even to this day, I'll go home, they're in the fridge, and like we'll just grab them and drink them anyway, like with mom written on the side of it. You know?
But see, even with your family, that is completely different, because if it's like your family, then like whereas when you're with roommates and stuff, like it's us individually buying our own groceries, whereas like as a family or
Yeah.
it's all together. So like if I'm at home and one of my siblings or whoever eats something that I wanted, yeah, it sucks, but like we can just get it again. Whereas like here when I'm on my own, because it's like my own money that I'm using, it's like, why would you take, and or their own money, like why would I take it if it's their own money that they're using to get groceries? And it's not like we can get a whole lot because we're not like, it's not like we have full-time jobs and like have a lot of money. Like no, we're in college. So like
Exactly.
we rambled on way too long about that, but
There is one more we have on here, and this person said that their roommate cleaned their room over Christmas break and rearranged their things like in their closet.
that is weird.
That's not only weird, but I would lose my mind. Like, organization is the only way I remember things, and like if something was moved, I would not remember I had it, and like oh my gosh, I would literally lose my mind.
I would also like, that is such an invasion of privacy.
Oh yeah.
And that
For
would
sure.
almost made me think that even if I just left the house to go to the grocery store, that they would come in my room to get something.
Yeah. And this was like, I know this person that sent this in, and they lived on DBU campus. And so, like, it wasn't like housemate, it was roommate that, like, and so, like, to know that, like, not even, like, because
Well,
if
if
I
she
left,
said-
I'd just, like, lock my door or something. But if it was, like, someone I was, like, living in the room with that I had to, like, see every day, and they
Well,
kept
they
moving
said
stuff.
cleaned my room. So if you shared
Oh,
a
it does
room,
say
then
cleaned.
that doesn't seem weird, because she's probably, okay, I understand that. Like, if it were really messy and it was like kind of obvious things like trash or something that you knew, like a food wrapper. Like, you know they're not going to need that. I can understand cleaning up their mess in that kind of way, but rearranging their things even in their closet, that's weird.
No, I agree. That is weird. I would be a little weirded out by it. I have, like, before, like, in attempt to, like, alleviate stress from a roommate, I have, like, cleaned their stuff, which, like, required, I guess, like, touching their stuff. But like you said, it was just like, oh, there's a wrapper here.
Right.
You know, I know this hair tie goes here. But I've never, like, rearranged their stuff, especially without asking them, you know.
I'm sure
but-
they probably, I mean, I don't know what the situation was. Maybe they thought they were doing something nice. There's
Maybe.
an episode of Friends where, like, Chandler wants to do something nice, so he cleans the apartment for Monica, but she's, like, a clean freak, and so she, like, absolutely lost it. And he was like, I was just trying to do something nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
But that kind of, the way that response was worded did not seem like that was the case.
No, I don't think so at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta let your roommates have their own privacy. If they're messy, like, set a boundary, but then let them be that way, you know?
Yeah.
Have the line drawn in your room. You know, this is my side, this is your side. They can
No,
choose
that
to have
is-
their side however they please. But my side, don't enter my side.
That's basically what I did with one of my old housemates. It was really funny because, like, or not housemates, roommate, my old roommate. Like, there was a clear line in our room that, like, one side was mine and one side was hers, and you could tell the second you walked in whose was whose. And, like, because, like, she was super, super, super messy, and I'm not, like, a clean freak, but I'm not, like,
You're
I'm
normal.
not super messy. Yeah, normal. And, like, so I would literally push, like, her stuff, like, her clothes and, like, her food and trash would, like, creep over, and I would, like, literally take my shoe and, like, push it past, like, the little, like, mid-mark of our room, because, like, so there was, like, quite literally a clear line of, like,
That is so funny.
yeah. It wasn't at the time, but it is now to look back on. But I asked for
there was another
people to
question?
I asked people to send their favorite memories.
Watch out, 'cause I know it brings conflict.
I'm excited about this part, like, reading all the fun stories, because, like, that's a lot more, like, aw, than,
Yeah.
you know.
Because everybody
All the
has
bad moments.
bad stories. Like, I feel like, you know, you always meet people who either hate their roommates or love their roommates. But, so now let's appreciate our roommates.
I have, like, really fond memories. And one of my
Me
old
too.
roommates, she, like, sent in her, like, memories of us. It just,
Aw.
makes my
What'd
heart
she
warm.
say? Oh, I see it. You can
Yeah,
say
she
it.
said late McDonald's runs, girls' nights, watching movies, drinking and eating, and
What could be better?
Literally, what could be better? We were, like, horrible influences on each other, because I'd be like, oh, I'm like kind of craving McDonald's, and she'd, like,
Oh.
already have her keys in her hands.
That is me with my roommate, except it's Sonic for us. Literally, it'll be
Oh my gosh, yes.
it'll be like 10 p.m. and then I'll, like, walk into her room. We did this more so last year. Literally, it would be like once a week. I would just stand in her doorway and be like, just give each other a look
Just stare at her.
and be
Yeah.
like, so Sonic. And we would no matter what we were wearing, no matter what we looked like, ran out the house to get, like, a
yeah.
milkshake.
Yep.
And we always, like, sometimes we'll have, like, a glass of wine, but we always, like, watch a movie with our dinner. Not every night, but a lot. And during the month of October, we do, like, we have, like, a schedule, and we have, like, one movie each night of a Halloween movie.
I love
And so we all have dinner around the same time and watch our Halloween movie. And then this
There's
year
enough
we're doing,
Halloween movies to do that? Like 31 Halloween movies?
there's
I don't know,
more
sorry.
than enough. We
didn't
had to
celebrate
narrow it
Halloween,
down.
yes. Narrow it down.
And plus, like,
That's funny.
I am very, very, very obsessed with Halloween. And
Yes.
so are my roommates. So it's a fun time at our
works.
house during the month of October. But this year we decided to do something even more fun and mix it up. So last year, like I said, we had a schedule, and we literally printed it on a poster and hung it up on our wall of, like, the movie nights. But this year we're gonna, like, pull from a jar, but then we're also gonna pull, like, an activity. So it'll be like, let's watch you pull, let's say, Hocus Pocus, and then you also pull, like, some Halloween themed drink to make. So then we'll, like, make the drink and watch the movie. or on another
love
night we'll like pull a movie and then pull like carve a pumpkin or something, you know. And we're doing that.
I wish I had time to do that.
We make
Oh my
time,
gosh, it's
but
so
a lot of times we
cute.
like do our homework as we're watching the movie or
Yeah, I
something
was
like
about
that.
to say, yeah. you
So,
have to.
It's
That's so
important
fun,
to us, so we make time for it.
Yes, love that. Okay, so let's look at a few more of these.
My roommate put talks in the chair. So in my room, I have a chair in the corner. And sometimes like my roommate will come by my room to like either ask a question or just say something about her day. And then it'll inevitably like start a longer conversation. And so she always just comes and sits in my chair, and I'm normally like laying in bed. And so we're just like, she's in the chair and I'm in the bed, and we're just like talking to each other. And if she sits in the chair, it's like, that's going to be like a deeper conversation kind of night. And so it's a nice little thing we got going on with the chair.
Cute. I love how like it's like a symbol. Like, oh, you sit in
It
the
is.
chair. We having a deep conversation.
And this one time, we were talking, or no, it was another roommate that we had briefly. She's not with us anymore. Wow, she's not dead. She's alive.
R.I.P.
Wow, she doesn't live with us anymore. One time she like came in my room to like say something, and we just like accidentally started talking, and it got like a little deep, and I was like, sit in the chair. That's what it's there for. Sit in the
up.
chair.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a completely different note, we have one that says, she said if I was in the bathroom and she needed to pee, she would just go in the backyard.
I It makes sense.
It does make sense. I know she's joking, but she's also serious.
Yeah. I have another memory that just popped in my head. So was in the core at A&M, and when they were freshmen, they would get hazed like in the hallways of their dorm, and so they would be like scared to like leave their dorm and go to the bath. Not scared, but like they wouldn't want to. And so they would pee in their sinks. In their dorm.
Ew.
Yeah. I
Boys.
don't know. That
Boys.
just reminded me of it.
I personally would just hold it. I wouldn't pee in the sink. That's disgusting.
If I was desperate, I think it's a little easier for boys. I don't think I could.
Yeah. Maybe in the
I mean,
shower.
they're not eating out of the sink. Oh yeah. Well, they didn't have showers in their dorm as well. It was like
Oh,
literally
right.
just like a sink in their beds. So
I just hold it.
yeah.
Risk the UTI.
They also flushed a squirrel down the toilet one time. That's a whole.
That
different-
is
yeah.
horrible. That is horrible.
It wasn't alive.
Ple-
I don't think.
I assume.
No, it wasn't alive. Yeah, it was dead.
But how does it
and
fit? Let's not talk about that.
They flushed it down.
I
the
don't want to
toilet,
know
yeah.
about that.
And don't ask because I don't know either. I just know that that's what I was told.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what we're talking about.
Watch out, 'cause I know it brings company.
So your personal favorite?
My personal
roommate
favorites.
memories.
Besides, like besides I said the chair or like the late night conversations, or like you said, like going out in the middle of the night to like get fast food, or watching movies and stuff. I would say like freshman year of college,
Yeah.
my roommates, we were like such like good friends at the time, so close, and they loved going out, and so they would ask me to come along with them. And I would say like the few times that I did go out with them, even though that's something I don't enjoy doing, I did have like a fun time because I loved like dressing up and like hanging out with them, and like it is kind of cool just to see like a bunch of people that you know or people that you don't know, and you're like, hey, so you're my age and you go to my school, you seem cool, but like I have no idea who you are, and it's not something I do regularly, but in those moments were fun. But
Yeah.
to be with my roommates.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
She called me Cali girl, and like
That
she
is
would
so
say that,
cute.
and then like it's precious, and literally like I love her so much. Yeah, but anytime I come home from work or whatever, I'd hear from my room. I'd open the door and I'd just be here, Cali girl.
That's
And,
adorable.
I know. So like that's one of my favorite memories, just hearing her voice. My first freshman roommate, like we were really good friends, and so the first few months was like just so like we had the best times. It was a lot of fun. But I can't think of anything like specific right now at this moment. But a lot of late night talks, lots of bread.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I
Oh,
just remember
yeah.
we would eat so much French bread. Like so
I
much.
love that. I used to go to Panera because I used to live right on top. I used to live right on top. It was connected to a Panera and this like noodle bar, and I would go down and literally just buy a whole baguette from Panera. I need it.
No, I do that all the time now, even. Oh, man. Yeah.
Watch out, 'cause I know the drinks come.
Okay, well, now we have kind of a fun game for us to play. You can play along while you're listening. But it is just a roommate would you rather game. So basically it's going to be, would you rather have this kind of roommate or this kind of roommate? And then we'll kind of talk about it. But we have quite a few questions here. We'll see if we get through all of them. But,
This is fun. I haven't seen these yet, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna be.
I made them. Or I found them. I didn't make them.
Okay.
BuzzFeed.
Do you want to read them or do you want me to read them?
I can read them.
Okay.
Let's see. Would you rather have a roommate that I guess you're close enough to share all your clothes with each other, or would you rather share all your food with them?
I would say clothes because we already do that.
Yeah.
Or she like always borrows my clothes, and I like when people borrow my clothes for some
Same.
reason.
It's almost like a
I'm like-
compliment. Like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh, you
it's
want to
like,
wear
oh,
my
you
clothes?
you
Yeah.
like my clothes? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she always borrows my clothes, and I like it. So, and it goes
Yeah.
back to the same thing with food. It's like I paid for that, and I'm gonna eat it. But then clothes, like who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would rather share clothes because I like that too.
Okay. Simple, easy. Next one.
Next, would you rather have your wait, I can't even
Have to ask-
have to ask your roommate to clean, or have to ask them to stop blaring music?
I'm gonna say
Music.
music.
Yeah.
Me and my roommates don't blare music, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's much less awkward to be like, hey, I'm going to bed, or hey, I'm studying, can you please turn that down? Rather to be like, can you clean up your mess?
You live in a pigsty. Yeah. No, same. I've had to ask for both, and it's definitely less awkward to. And plus, they're more willing to comply. I feel like with cleaning, it's like, oh, like what, you know?
Yeah,
you get
like
more
I feel like
offended.
people aren't going to be offended by asking to turn your music down.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Would you rather be the louder roommate or be the quieter roommate with a loud roommate? Does that make sense?
I would say be the quieter one because one of my biggest insecurities is being a bother or being annoying.
Yeah.
So, I'd rather be annoyed than to be annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's solid. I feel the same. But also, like, I cannot stand, like being loud. Oh, it drives me crazy. But, yeah, I would much rather be the quieter one than, like, be an issue in my house.
Clearly, you have some loud, or not roommates, but neighbors, and you hate that noise.
Oh my gosh. But they're also big, scary dudes. So I really don't want to ask them to be quiet, but stay tuned because one of these days I'm going to snap. I don't know. Go Karen on them. Okay, next one. Would you rather have a roommate that's never home but makes you feel lonely, or have a roommate who's a homebody but is around a little too much? Lonely. I can handle being lonely.
I would say, like, if I feel lonely, it's like I want a boyfriend kind of lonely, not like I want to
Not
hang out
like
with my friends kind of
I need
lonely.
a housemate. Yeah.
So
I
one
would.
that's never home.
Yeah, same. I love when.
Like I said, I would much rather be alone. That kind of comes down to, do
Exactly,
you like to be
yeah.
alone or do you like to be with other people?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because that was what our stance was. I had a stroke. Don't mind me. Let's see. Would you rather have super social roommates and a loud apartment, or have a quiet roommate and a peaceful apartment?
Quiet. I feel like that's obvious.
Yeah, that was. Well,
Well,
I don't know.
no, I
Some
feel
people
like a lot
like
of peop-
party homes,
Right.
like my
never-
neighbors.
I know. I love how we were like, duh, but then.
But
No.
yeah, I think that's a personality thing. Would you rather have a roommate who's an early riser who always wakes you up, or have a roommate that's a night owl and always keeps you up late?
Ooh, that one's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I also feel like I'm not someone that gets really bothered by noise, like
Same.
where I can't sleep.
Mine is
But-
light. As long as they don't turn the light on, I'll be okay. So I guess I would say wakes up, because I wake up early for work, so if they wake me up just a little bit earlier, it's fine.
Not me. I would rather have the other one because I would hate to be woken up earlier than I have to be. Like, if it's like a little bit earlier, that's fine, but I'm thinking like they wake up at 6 a.m. and I wake up at 10 a.m. I don't want you to wake me up at 6 a.m.
That's true. Yeah, which actually is one of these too. Would you rather have a chore schedule or clean up your own mess? And like our house already just clean, like, and it's not even necessarily like only your mess, but it's like, yeah, clean as you see. We've never had to deal with that.
I think you should have a chore schedule if it's needed. Like I said, if you're not in a situation like this where you just kind of do it as you see it. But if like it gets to a point where, let's say you have a roommate that never cleans up your mess, like you just shared that story, then it's like, you need to put in a chore schedule.
Exactly.
Good thing that neither of us have had to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was a good game. Good idea.
It's fun. Thank you. That was all we had for that. But, yeah. Do we want to get into weekly recommendations?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Play the music.
Watch out, 'cause I know it brings company.
Okay, so for my weekly favorites, this one is very special to me, and it is a line of claw clips for your hair that my cousin actually created in honor of, or to raise awareness for cancer, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so it's the perfect time to talk about this, perfect time to buy one. But yeah, her brand is called Kicarco, like Kicarco. It's like her initials. But yeah, so it's very special to us, and the meaning behind it is amazing. Proceeds go towards cancer research. Not only does it symbolize something, important, they're also so cute.
I was about to say, they're amazing. And you said too, like, and you have pretty thick hair, and like they hold your hair, right?
They do.
hold your
Like,
hair really well.
normally I have to put my hair like in a ponytail and then clip it up, but these I can just clip up and it doesn't fall down. And I have, or me and my sister and my mom, we all share, but we have a matte pink one, a like pearly pink one, and then we have like a tortoise shell one. And the biggest thing about these clips is that they actually say, thankful that I can on them. And so it's like, I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to clip some hair up, or clip my hair up. And I just think that is so special and so just, I don't know, heartwarming. And, it makes, it's like a little thing that you can be grateful for that doesn't seem like such a big deal, but really is. And both Callie and I personally know people that have dealt with cancer, all different kinds, and so it's something that we want to show. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's just kind of like showing our support for
Support, that's the word I was looking for.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month, yes, but just cancer victims in general, because
Right.
it is just it's. Really
She also has another line of yellow ones, I believe, for
yes, I saw those. I'm
kids
obsessed.
for child cancer research. So yeah. So like if you're thinking about getting a claw clip because you see them everywhere and they're so handy, instead of buying it from Urban Outfitters, get it and support a good cause.
Yeah,
Cancer
don't
research.
walk. Don't go buy these. Go buy
Right.
some for your friends, your mama, your grandmama. Like go.
Literally anybody.
And they really are so cute too. Like, yeah, and I love
Because you
it's a
should be
good-
thankful that you can.
Yeah,
Clip your
no,
hair up.
100%. It's a great reminder, and it's a good conversation starter too. Because
It
like,
is.
if you just saw that, I don't think I would automatically know what it meant. But yeah,
Right.
So
And I wear mine, like, no joke, almost every day.
love
And
it.
they are
Love to
really
see
good
it.
quality. Endless hype. She is my cousin, so I'm biased, but, like, it genuinely is really good.
Yeah, and I don't have a weekly recommendation this week. I could not think of one, but
That's okay.
yeah, I feel like that needs its own platform and hype and all that. So
I thought it was the perfect time to talk about it for this month.
oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, Okay, sad to go, but we will talk to y'all next week. Not that far away. And next week is another whatever episode. So it'll be our
So
first,
we've
like...
rounded full cycle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was crazy.
It's been a
and
fun
again,
month.
just, it has... wow. Wow, it'd have been a whole month at that point. That's wild. But, yeah, I'm excited to see where that whatever episode takes us, because me and Ava, if you just get us talking, we could talk about anything and everything forever. And I think, like, with these, we, like, try to stay on point. We try our best. But, like, the whatever, off the rails, just, Okay, I had a great time, guys.
I did. Thank you so much for the support, because we just completed our whole month, a whole month of Payphone podcast.
Wow.
It's been fun.
It's been fun, and it's been a really fun journey and learning curve, and
even if there's only like 4 people listening, thank you to that 4.
Yes, we're very thankful for y'all 4. But yeah, we'll see y'all next week, guys. We love y'all. Bye.
Bye.